Salutations, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is literally like to the day, a year in the making. It is me convincing myself I don't need to buy anything else. And I don't. But especially for for Pat McGrath. The first 5 Mothership palettes, I think this is peak creativity. So I'm going to show you my collection, and we're going to get into it. So hang on. Okay, here is Mothership 1. Here is Subliminal, Mothership Subliminal. Like, look at the beautiful special shades. This is not my most used one because this color story was really just not for me, but I love this blue. It's still good. And then this is another one of those astral shades over there. This is beautiful. I wish she'd go back to something this like not revolutionary, but just different. Just everybody's seen the new pictures of the new Mothership 11 Sunlit Seduction. Nothing sunlit about it. It's just pinky mauves. It's pretty, but she has this. You'll see in the next couple of palettes that she definitely does have that in her lineup. So, yeah. Let me show you Mothership 2. Mothership 2 Sublime. And here is this beautiful palette. This one did get a little bit love. It was just, basically if you took away the Blitz Astral, like the Special Shades quad, it was just like a cute little neutral palette. But then you add that in there, and it just added a little extra pizzazz. This shade, this little brown, got the most use. I kid you not. Like, it's the easiest shade to use. Throw the brown in there and throw one of these little special shades up on top. It was easy. The first time I ever used a high-end eyeshadow, it was Pat McGrath. And I will show you exactly which one it is in a couple of moments. But, she needs to come back to this type of a story. Like, if she did a full-blown neutral palette with some Blitz Astral shades, like a real, like, cool tone, if she did a cool tone one, and then she did a warm tone Mothership, that is where people would be like, okay, we're with you here, Mother, we're with you, we're definitely buying this. But this is a masterpiece. This is Mothership 2. I'm never getting rid of these. Like, if I have children, my family, friends, I told them, I said, no, you will ground all my powders together, cremate me, and you will put me in an eternity stone, or just chuck my ashes into the sea. Yeah, no, I'm being buried with all my makeup. Forget this. Mothership 3, Subversive. The packaging also just so awesome. Love it. I have used this. It just doesn't look like it, but I have. If you can see, this shade is probably the one that I've used the most. This is a gorgeous color story. It is, I think, rooted in Pat's upbringing during basically like the Sex Pistols, the punk movement. A lot of, like, especially even the cover of Subversive is very like punk aesthetic, punk inspired. Vivienne Westwood, Malcolm McLaren, like, those are like the big names, but there were just so many more people that were just huge at that time, like Susie and the Banshees, like just very punk inspired. And I wish she'd go back to that. Also, another just small gripe is on the covers, they were like, different faces of models. Like the first one, the model looks maybe Asian-esque. The other models on the first three, the other first, trio of palettes, they look different. I would have loved to have seen somebody whose face looked kind of like mine, or Naomi Campbell's, or, Veronica Webb, Tyra Banks, like somebody brown, or even a very popular UK glamour model or model on there. because Pat McGrath is a beautiful, beautiful black woman. I'm just like, I get it, you have an aesthetic, but why is nobody that looks like me that has a little bit of a rounded nose or a upturned nose, on the art? I know it's just art, but I would have loved to see somebody that kind of looks like, well, Pat on the palette, basically. That's my whole gripe. Somebody looks like Pat on the palette. So, yeah. But look how, you see how peach, you could see the color shifts. Oh, so pretty. This shade got a lot of, you can see I've scraped a lot off the top with my brush on there. I miss these days of creativity. Mothership 5, this is Decadence. I loved the crown. If we're going to do that, I would have definitely been okay with just going for the crown theming, since she is a royal, a British subject. So, and here's Decadence. What shade have I used the most? The blue. And this beautiful shade right here. It's just shades that represent jewels and gold and the crowns and coronets. And it's just beautiful. There's no special shades. These are just really solid metallics. She did something like this. Bring this type of thing back. Put your best-selling metallics or idol shades or beautiful metallics into a palette with some, and throw in one special shade, and bam, Pat, you don't have Divine Rose 3000. These are beautiful. Ugh. I need to burst this out. All this makeup I have, I really just need to start just digging back into it. Oops, sorry about that. It's, just look at this. Look at this. I put some dent love in that blue though. Because it's beautiful. And it does stain a little bit. It's got some pow. Definitely got some impact on there. And the silver is beautiful too. So, here, we'll just swatch this a little bit. Look at that. So metallic. So shiny. Pat, you need to come back with this type of thing. I'm hoping maybe it's just a temporary thing, but the last 3-4 palettes, big Mothership, she only releases one Mothership a year. And, it's getting a little scant. Okay, this is Mothership 5, Bronze Seduction. This was my first Mothership I purchased, and I purchased it for a very sad reason. I knew my ex was going to break up with me, and I went on a spending. This is a good coping mechanism. I can laugh about it because it's been a couple of years now. I bought this back in 2018, right before he broke up with me, and before we broke up. And I knew I should have. I was about to sing to the end of the road. Yeah, we were at the end, and I should have just ended it, but he did it for me because that was my first real long-term, deep relationship. Not to get so super personal here, but I bought this after it had sold out a couple times. Even though I'd wanted Subversive Mothership 3 the most, I bought this one because I was just truly getting really into makeup around that 2018 period. 2017, 2018, I was really getting into the makeup game. And this was the most approachable, I say that with air quotes, approachable palette. And this is the first ever high-end palette I ever wore, which was Bronze Seduction Mothership 5. So let me show you the inside. It was one of the first ones that did not have an extreme black in it, other than number 4. So it's extreme burgundy or aubergine, which is aka eggplant. Aubergine is eggplant, and it just had these really nice tones. I remember wearing this red. It doesn't look like it, but I've really used this palette. Thing is, there is a lot of product in these things. This shade was just so glittery, as you can see, just so glittery, but I used a lot of this shade because I love the red. With putting this in the crease, this in the outer shade, and this. It was my first time playing with a high-end palette, and making an eye look, and I just felt, little 20-something-year-old me just felt so sophisticated. You know, I felt so sophisticated. It was just, I don't know. It's a sad thing that I bought this, but it's actually a very happy thing because the quality is great. Now, I'm not going to lie. I found quality in better palettes that are way more affordable than this. These are now $128. And also, I learned never buy full price. This is the only one, this one, that I've ever paid full price for. This one right here, because I told you I bought it during a grieving point of my life. Like, my mom was getting sicker, and my ex broke up with me, like the person I thought I was spending the rest of my life with. So yeah, I bought it when I was really sad, but turns out it was a great thing. But I will say, I found better quality makeup where I could probably buy 6 palettes for the price of just this one. But the nice thing is, this does double as an artistry palette, so you can use it in other ways. I actually have used, we'll get to another one I'll show you, and I'll show you which one I've actually used as blush. So this one is beautiful. The blush, this would be too dark, and I do like a brown neutral muted blush when I do wear a blusher. But yeah, this was my favorite. This one, I will say, has gotten the most use, is Bronze Seduction 5. It's a neutral city palette with, you know, a couple of pops of fun. So there's that. Here is Mothership 6, Midnight Sun. This one got a lot of unnecessary, like, not hate or backlash, just I think people didn't really jive with the color story. I thought this was gorgeous. It's understated. It made me think when I put on my makeup, which was really nice. Now, this was, ooh, what, 27, no, 20, I don't know, 2019 maybe this one came out. I don't know. I don't keep track. All I know is I never buy them when they come out. I buy them on a holiday sale, and it's like 30% off. And I stocked up on one of my favorite lipsticks from Mother as well, which was, I have like 4, because I went through 2 already. So lip products, that's something that I do go through quickly. So yeah, let me show you the inside. And here's Mothership 6. Oops, sorry, I got a little bit of shadow all over me. It's beautiful, honest to goodness. As you can see, I've really used 3 shades in here the most. Actually 4. This one, but I took a matte from another palette and would top it with this shade. But these 3 are the most used shades, are the ones that have the most usage. As you can see, this one, I don't know if you can tell, there's a little dent in it, because it's just like this nice little neutrally like inner corner shade. Also, I could put it all over the lid and then take a special shade and tap it on top, and it just amplified the look a little bit. It's just one of those weird color stories that's really beautiful, and I just didn't think it got enough love. Now, I know she tried to re-promote it with like the Star Wars collabs or whatever, but this one's a good one. It's just an odd color story, and I love not chaotic, but I love a different kind of color story rather than all the pink she's been giving us lately. Bless her little soul. This launched the beginning of the end. I'm just kidding. Divine Rose 1. So this is my least used one, honestly. I would have thought, since it's just nice and neutral and basic and soft, you would have thought I would have used it a lot more. I don't, honestly. So let me show you. Yeah, no, I've used 1 shade in here. This one. Nope, this way, right here. It is my least used Mothership. I don't, it doesn't inspire me. It's pretty. I think it's a nice neutral palette. It's soft. it's an everyday type of a look for people. It just ain't for me, sis. I bought it because I bought it in a bundle. It was Divine Rose 1, Divine Rose 2, and the bundle was basically the price of one. Plus the sale. So, and there was like a code. Yeah, you could stack a code on top. This is one of those where it had like a glitch in the system. You could get like a code on top of the sales code, on top of the bundle deal price. Yeah, I racked up like a bandit. They honored mine and they sent my stuff out. So, oh, and then they got mad and then they did not honor it for everybody else, which was BS. I've had decent experiences purchasing from the actual Pat McGrath website, so I've never had an issue, honestly. So, but yeah, this is my least used, least favorite Mothership. This is Divine Rose 7. The actual artistry, like the box artwork, was completely ruined. I could not salvage it. I tried. Scotch tape was my friend, and I really, 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 really tried to like fix it. As you can see, look at that beautiful VR extraterrestrial, that multi-chrome in there. Like, oh, I use this a little bit as blush and this a little bit as blush. It's really nice, and they said since it's an artistry palette that you can. Like, it's very, very pink. I mix it down with these two, and I've used it as blush. It's actually really pretty. When I've wanted to do like a bright blushy look. But yeah, this one is probably my most used, as you can tell. Next to Bronze Seduction, my most used Mothership palette. And I've used it in two ways, on face and eyes. As you can tell, yeah, I've been using a lot of my special shades. But yeah. Look at the shifts. Look at the shifts. The shifts, I tell you. So beautiful. This one's honestly Divine Rose 2. This one, she really did knock it out of the park, and I feel like this one was just the pinnacle of the pink. And she should, oh, excuse me, hiccups. She should have just left it there and started to foray into maybe some purples. Maybe go back into that blue, pull that blue out as like subliminal, and like expand that one like with a beautiful smoky like palette. But no. What do we get? Wait for it. Here's Mothership 9, Utopian Dream. It was so cute with like, look at the UFO and the rainbow prism, and look at all the shiny prettiness. But we should have known the roses. And I don't know. We should have known. Should have known. It's more pinky, salmony, peachy colors. Although, this one though, this makes a beautiful blush too. And actually, I've used this shade a lot, I will say. But with these two, this is an easy look. Just tap this in the crease and then tap this on top. This is probably one of my favorite, like, it's a multi-chrome. Like, look at that. And then this one is also like a duochrome. Beautiful. I will say. Utopian Dream, Mothership 9 is pretty. Mothership 10, Moonlit Seduction. Should have known. It's so pinky. And gold. Light pink and gold. And sparkly. That we should have known it was not going to be like silver and navies. And when you think of moonlit, I think of on Moonlight Bay. You think of like the big silvery moon, the deep inky sky, the little twinkles of the stars. You know, it didn't give what it was giving. It didn't give what I thought my interpretation of what it would look like. Let's open the inside. I mean, there is a silvery shade, But the mattes, the one time you could have put an extreme black in here or an extreme navy. Because if you could just cover up the special shades, cover that up. It is a little neutral 6-panner, okay? But if you didn't add in this beautiful silvery shade and this beautiful like multi-chrome, it's a little lackluster. I mean, I did buy it. I didn't buy it immediately because my last video, which I will link up in the corner, whichever corner, I was like, oh, I don't need to buy this. This was the one I was talking about last year, which was the Moonlight Seduction Mothership 10. I was like, oh, I don't need to buy this. I bought it on sale. I bought it for $70. Okay? $70. 70 USD. I was not going to pay full price for this. I'm just, as somebody that really does appreciate her artistry, especially like her makeup artistry, her as an artist, and the initial 5 launches of the Motherships, I don't know. I think part of me, 1, got into the collector mentality. 2, I just knew that she could return with something so different and interesting and fun and so cool, and I've yet to see that. I will say though, the art is always something that is my favorite. The art is beautiful on the packaging. I would love to see Pat on the package, something that looks like Pat. Like I said that earlier in the video, but I'm not always trying to make it about what about us. That's not who I am, even though I will always stick up for things where I see injustice. That is just who I am, how I was raised. But sometimes to see someone like you makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. I don't know. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But also, color, let's just get back to like the color-wise. Color-wise, I want to see something that really would be like, yes, give us more. I would pay full price for this type of a deal. If I could reimagine this, I'd keep this beautiful silver. I'd keep this little twinkly, sparkly gold, looks like little stars. I'd also keep this one, but I would change out this split's actual shade. I would make this more of a navy. So this would be like a navy inky sky. This one I would probably do like a dusky purple. And I would change this matte into a light, like, gray. Yes, a light gray. For that smoke foggy shade. Sometimes the sky has, like, the streaks in the Milky Way. And then I'd probably keep this little shimmer here, because this is nice. This is just basic. So I'd keep that. But, yeah. That's it. Oh, I got a little schmutz. But, yeah, that's it so far. I'm going to skip out on Mothership 11. I already have the colors, basically, between all the Mothership 6-panners and the big Motherships. I really don't need it, so I'm going to save myself $100+ and not get it. So, yeah. Peace easy. This is the end for now. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Much appreciated. Please take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Let somebody know that you're thinking of them. Also, it would behoove you to make smart choices. Wash your hands, wash yours. Keep yourself in good health. Stay well, mentally, physically, emotionally. Stay well. Also, be good. And I will see you in the next video. I'm trying to film more during some of my downtime, just to kind of peter out material, content, just for funsies. I'm also on a slow down buy, so I'm not really buying too much. I may have a few orders coming in, like I've stated in maybe a previous video or two. Cleona, the new jeweled multi-chrome lights, I think the Odin's Eye, and one other thing. And those should probably be my last purchase until around holiday time. So October, November. We're in July right now, so the next 3-4 months. So, I'm just gonna slow down, use what I have, dive deep into what I do have, see how I'm feeling on everything, and we can go from there. Thank you so much for sticking around. It's much appreciated, and I will see you guys in a new video sooner or later. Bye.